Tarchia is a genus of herbivorous ankylosaurid dinosaur from the late Cretaceous of Mongolia. Discovery and naming. In 1970, a Polish-Mongolian expedition discovered an ankylosaurian skull near Kulsan. In 1977, Teresa Marianska named and described the type species Tarchia kyellani. The generic name is derived from Mongolian tarki, brain, and Latin tilde Iowa, in reference to a brain size presumed larger than that of the related form Sayakania. The specific name honors Professor Zofia Kyelan-Jourowska, the leader of the expedition. The holotype, ZPALMGDI 111, was discovered in the Upper Cretaceous Burungoyot Formation of the Nemig Basin of Mongolia. It consists of a skull roof, brain case and rear skull elements. Marianska referred 3 additional specimens. ZPALMGDI 43, a large postcranial skeleton containing 3 free tail vertebrae, 12 tail vertebrae of the handle of the tail club and a scute. ZPALMGDI 49, a right humerus, and pin 3142 251st, a skeleton with skull that is yet remains undescribed. Tarchia is currently, with Sayakania, among the geologically youngest known of all the Asian ankylosaurid dinosaurs. In 1977, Tatiana Tumandova named a second species, Tarchia gigantea. This was a renaming of Dioplosaurus giganteus Malay of 1956, which had been based on specimen pin 551/29. In 1987, Tumanova concluded that both species were identical. This would make Dioplosaurus giganteus the senior synonym of Tarchia kyellani. This was generally accepted and Tarchia gigantea became the usual species name, as a combination over replacing Tarchia kyellani. However, recent study by Victoria Meganaba indicates that D. giganteus is indistinguishable from other ankylosaurs from the late Campanian Maastrichtian of Mongolia, and hence an homongibium, reviving Tarchia kyellani. A rump with tail and club specimen ZPALMGDI 113, once referred to Dioplosaurus giganteus and subsequently to Tarchia gigantea, was by Arbour seen as different from the D. giganteus holotype. The study by Arbour also concluded that specimen pin 3142 250th in 1977 referred to Tarchia by Tumanova, probably belonged to Sayakania instead. This would radically change the common image of Tarchia, as this exemplar had been by far the best preserved and most illustrations, museum mounts and indeed scientific research had been based on it. Arbour discovered that the holotype of Tarchia shared distinguishing traits with that of Minotaurus Miles and Miles 2009, concluding that the latter is a junior synonym of Tarchia. Description. Size estimates of Tarchia have been largely based on Dioplosaurus giganteus, the holotype of which is one of the largest ankylosaurian individuals known. This would make Tarchia the longest known Asian ankylosaur, with an estimated body length of 8 to 8.5 meters and weighing as much as 4.5 tons. Confusingly, the skull size often mentioned, with a length of 40 centimeters and width of 45 centimeters, was again based on specimen pin 3142 250th. A much smaller individual. The holotypes of Tarchia kyellani and Minotaurus also indicate a medium size. In 2010, Gregory S. Paul had estimated a body length of 4.5 meters and a weight of 1.5 tons. As an ankylosaurid, Tarchia would have had a broad, low-slung body, positioned on strong short legs. The body would have been protected by skin ossifications, named osteoderms. It probably had a bony tail club, for active defense against predators. Tarchia had been distinguished from Sayakania on the basis of its relatively larger basicranium, an unfused paroccipital process quadratocontacton, based on pin 3142 250th. The fact that the premaxillary rostrum is wider than the maximum distance between the tooth rows in the maxillaries, apart from the unique traits known exclusively from the holotype of Minotaurus, Arbour in 2014 established two distinguishing traits. The back of the head is visible in top view. A deep groove runs along the front and outer side of the squamosal horn. At the front, this groove runs around an accessory osteoderm placed on the rear supraorbital, forming a deep furrow. Much information given about Tarchia in older work actually refers to pin 3142-250. In 2001, it was stated that in Tarchia, where facets indicative of tooth-to-tooth occlusion are present, but in the holotype no teeth are preserved. The morphology of cranial sculpturing seen in Tarchia was indicated as an assortment of bulbous polygons, reminiscent of that of Cyacania chalcinensis, the other ankylosaurid from the Burungoyote formation. But this can be explained by pin 3142-250 belonging to that taxon. Phylogeny. Vic Iusayali in 2004 stated that Tarchia was basal to two distinct clades of late Cretaceous ankylosaurids, one comprising North American taxa and the other comprising Asian taxa. However, this was again based on pin 3142-250, the characters of which usually defined the operational taxonomic unit named Tarchia in the various cladistic analyses. Remarkably, Tarchia and Cyacania nevertheless in these analyses often occupied very different positions. The following cladogram is based on the phylogenetic analysis of the Ankylosaurini conducted by Arbour and Curry, which shows Tarchia, now based on the holotype, and Cyacania as sister species. Paleobiology. The rocks in which Tarchia fossils were found likely represent Aeolian dunes and interdune environments, with small intermittent lakes and seasonal streams. Hence, we know that Tarchia was a desert animal. On the other hand, well-watered forest would have been present. Tarchia would have been preyed upon by Tarbosaurus.